All right. Making sure I got sound. Check, check. Got some lights, camera. Machu, have the quartz. Mkuche. Got this, Mkuche. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be great, you guys. Let me see if I have, okay, who's hiding? Cheers. So, normally you would want to be, you would say, fumigating your space. Every time you go into a sacred space, another level of consciousness, well, you want to, like, mindfully prepare your energies for that transmission. Machiwa. Because we're surely not alone, and I know a lot of you realize that. We already got our homies coming in right here. Connor Sights Bowen, Machiwa. Yeah. Nixonite, greetings, Holy One. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, Shadow. You're awesome. Greetings to you, Holy Vato. Yeah, Silly Goose. We will be Silly Goose, Machiwa. It's a travel, a long journey when you perceive, you see this history. So tonight, we're talking about that fifth dimension out there somewhere. We'll show you. And this diagram, picture, understand the fifth dimension as being, okay, here's your reality, the 3D. Well, fifth dimension would be 2 stops higher, okay, to your reality. From 3D to 5D, and actually what some of you are coming, you probably type that in, because we are going from, if you realize the spiritual levels, okay, you will be going through these spiritual levels, and it's important to know this whole system, and then also knowing where you are. You know how you go into a mall and you see this map at the very beginning, and it says you are here, so you can see where you're at. So you realize it's important for you to understand where you're at, because tonight we're talking about the 5D, but that is a higher reality, you would say spiritual, in the higher worlds compared to us here. So we talk about many concepts here, and one of those is the law of one, that we're all one, and we're actually one with our fifth dimensional self. We can connect to our 5D self from the 3D level. We can agree, yes, that we live in the third dimension. This is our perception. This is our vocabulary. But realize, 3D, well, doesn't that imply there's some before and some after? So it's not only about this reality, you're 1, 2, 3 after all, and there's actually 4, 5, 6. Tonight it's about 5. Much more than 6, by the way. We go all the way up to 15, but we're talking about 5. 5D. Mamacita. The fifth dimension. Spiritual gangsters. What's up? Indigo child. This is the 12th dimensional consciousness. You call Christ consciousness. Not from a religion point of view, but from an energy. Okay, realize a spirit in there. Amakaya. You will see in the fifth dimension. Some of you are, you would say, unknowingly connecting to the fifth dimension. Not like it's bad or something, because realize this is a higher level of yourself. Now, if you happen to be one of those ones channeling or connecting to these spirits and ETs, aliens from other worlds, other dimensions, well, hello, there's different polarities. Some are good, some are what you call not nice, negative, not in your best interests. The dark ones. Okay, so these are many different kinds of beings, many different levels of spirit. Yes, and your identity is expanded. It goes beyond what you perceive normally as yourself, as your consciousness, as your spirit. Realize you are a spiritual being having a human experience. Because this is just a vehicle. This is not real. Really, it's not really you, but is you. You are the thought. Can you see your thought in a mirror? What? Can you grab it? Can you hug it? Hello? No, that's a different level. Vibration. Okay, that's another part of you. It exists now in the now, and realize, well, I can't see it and touch it, but it's up there in a higher, greater level of reality. Because we say greater only because you're all equal in within God. We're all God. This is what we talk about here at the Law of One, innerchristos, Christos avatar. What's up? Give me 5 indigo. So we talk about these scalar mechanics. These ancient mystery schools once talked about there in Atlantis. Yes, you have a heritage all the way back to Lemuria and beyond. Okay, you're going to be understanding what is God, knowing the relationships, the interrelationships, the inner, you would say, form of the creation. Okay, because there was beings that have form, then there's beings that don't have form. That's not, doesn't make them not exist or just myth. It's not myth. These are not parts of a ego or emotional body or the mental body. These go beyond into levels you're not normally associated with here in the 3D. So people going into the 4th dimension astral, some of you do that. You can do that intentionally. It's a skill. You can learn it if you don't know it now. So you learn about this astral aspect of you. It's called a soul. Realize this is not the soul. This 3D level is not soul. It is incarnate. We are incarnate beings. This is our level. We are embodied here. But just because we're embodied here doesn't mean that's what we're limited to. We're multi-dimensional. That means we have multi-aspects. And one of those is the 5th dimension. Yeah. So 5D is another version, a higher version of yourself. It's 2 levels above you. So realize when we talk about the 3rd eye, because some of you are opening the 3rd eye, right? Yes. So some of you are opening that gateway, that you would say, Stargate. You know, it's like a event horizon. You know, it's like the in the middle. This is a sacred geometry. It's 2 pyramids. One's going down, one's going up. You put those together, it's the 6-pointed star of David. It's the star tetrahedron. We see it's 2-dimensional as the 6-pointed star, but you can also imagine this as 3-dimensional. You'll start seeing instead of 6 points, how about start imagining 24 points? Okay, and by the way, you look at it as being the color of the Maharata. We teach the inner Maharata. Understand what Maharata is. It's the Lyran word, not English. It's the Lyran word for this Christ consciousness. So we are bringing this Maharata ray, which it looks like liquid mercury. You could say liquid metal. Google that, see what it looks like in image search, so you can get an idea. Like the Terminator 2 being. Look, Google search Terminator 2 being. And there's actually a male version and a female version of that, right? In that movie. I mean, in that series. But these are beings who could also shapeshift. Okay? These are high-level parts of yourself. So when we go into this conversation, we're having a friendly conversation, yes? We go into this conversation and realizing, hello, those are parts of yourself. Not some external spirit, not Holy Spirit, I love you, or anyone's belief in God. This is simply a multi-dimensional level of yourself. You guys are complex. I mean, 3D life is bad enough, but you have an astral life, you have an archetype life, you have understand the 6th dimension. Okay, but tonight we're talking about the 5th dimension, the blue ray. Why is it called a ray? Well, the color is an energy force. The color itself is the frequency. Even in your science, you can measure a light wave. It's tangible. Okay? So we access God through spirit and science. Not only spirit, not only science. Spiritual science. Combine it. Holistic, honey. It's kind of important and necessary to understand the fifth dimension. To be holistic. Not just to see it through religion. Not to just see it through the... by the way, that's polarized. And religion, science is polarized. So they're in conflict. Shit. So, we don't want to be at conflict. We don't want to be polarized then. Well, what's the alternative? Omnipolar. Omni. All. All what? All polars. This one and that one. So all of them. Not just one, not just the other. Be a mastermind. Be a prodigy. Okay? Raise your IQ up in that triple digits way up there. Machiwa. You haven't even seen your true potential, honey. And we're talking about 5D. That's many levels of your akuchua. Your next lesson will be 4D, then 5D. All right, Vato Loco. So we teach here at Christos. Let me say hi to everyone, though, and then we'll catch up this dialogue. Realize 5D, the fifth dimension, is a real thing, and by the end of this video, you're going to know what's up. So you have incentive, honey, to watch to the end. And we don't let it get boring around here. Don't worry about that. What's up, Vato Locos? I love you, Nixo. Yeah. I feel it. Elijah Warrior, Queen. How you doing? Oh my gosh, such a compliment. She goes, you're my new favorite YouTuber, and I love you. Woohoo! Glad to have you, your holy one. Shining lights. Of course. Thank you, sister, for being here. Also, thank you for being a member, for supporting Christos Avatar. You guys want to support as well? Just click that join button. Not subscribe, well, that too, but join. Then you become subscribed, I think, automatically. No, you guys can pick $5 just to say, thank you, Vato. What's up? Thank you guys for being here. And we are a spiritual channel, but we talk about stuff like dimensions and planets, the Anunnaki, lizard beings, all kinds of stuff. And also ascension and spiritual awakening. Hello. And that's what the 5D is about. From my point of view, that's way in the future. But ascension means you go through a literal transformation. Okay? You're going to go to like the humble little caterpillar just munching on grass. This being who's kind of slow. Well, it's going to transform, literally, right? Physically, emotionally, mentally, into a flying angel. Beautiful, too, right? So these beautiful beings, wow, most people, especially girls, won't like a caterpillar. Think it's, and humans usually kill beings like that. Anyways. This thing is beautiful, right? It creates the silk, this cocoon, and it goes through this stages of metamorphosis. But understand, with ascension, like 5D ascension, because you have your 5D consciousness, Vato, you will do it within a moment, a second. It won't take like gestation. It doesn't take a cycle. But you have to die first, sorry. We're not immortal. If we were immortal, then we wouldn't have to die. We would transmute in this life, in the flesh, so to speak. We would simply not have to die, because we would change into a different being right there. And you flash a light. There's people around you, they'll see it. But, in those higher levels, in ordinary levels, when there's no distortion, no fallen angelics, no dark aliens, when there's none of that and we're following law of one, dude, We're like super freaking powerful. And supposedly, according to the information from Ashiana Dean, which is the source of this information, some of you want source, there it is. Just look up Ashiana. I've sent a lot of people her way, right? Ashiana Dean. She's probably not even aware of me. I'm just speaking out of respect to her because I actually met her in person. I'm sure she doesn't remember, but because there was a lot of us. But we are coming into this now, even in 2022, guys. It's relevant, and just as even if history is changing already, going from 3D to 5D is still relevant. It's still a big deal. What people are really, that's the true, you would say, purpose of ascension, of spiritual awakening, is to have this climatic event of transform, like the caterpillar to a butterfly. You're going to go through this metamorphosis, and I love that word for some reason. I love that word. Metamorphosis. Instantaneous metamorphosis to a giant, to a being. Well, some of the like simple details I wouldn't, I even ask about. Like, as soon as you come to Tara, are we going to start off like a baby again? Because remember, these are a mortal race. This is an immortal race. So surely there must be, like, I just know that the women in the future, you have a baby outside your body. It becomes like this external thing. So having a baby is not such a big deal in the future. Thank goodness to females, right? That's like a sack. It goes through a period of sack, and it's so sacred. In the future, when you actually, since you're a mortal race, you don't need to keep procreating as much unless it's some reason. So they want to, it's very sacred. They spend years planning it. Conception. They spend years planning a conception. So it's different, right? Different perceptions and ideas of reality and being. Like, what's a life like when you're immortal? We're just down here trying to be good, trying to be successful, trying to have a nice place, a secure life, trying to have some education, some knowledge. So, well, dude, if you're just going to grow old and die, what about these beings who don't die? What do they do? Surely government's different and money is different, and, there's our life. When we have a planet where the most, you would say, successful companies, wow, I see some energy go by. We see these companies are based off of what? Like, the most successful ones are based off of bad things. Like, you need medicine. What? You're in a guardian race, you don't even have to worry about medicine. That's rules our life. Like, basically in general society around the world, globally, health related things are a big thing in our life. Not like we all have great health and great long living ages when they don't die in this societies. So just as like, as much as you guys think you're so great and you have such a great health, hello, you're still getting old. Your cells are still what? What's your future going to be? These beings don't even have these issues. They don't have back pains from old age. They don't have Alzheimer's. They don't have wrinkles. Beautiful, beautiful, perfect bodies that don't die. Wow, what the F? Like, down here, you wouldn't want to live forever. Like, hell no. One of my favorite movies when I was growing up as a kid, teenager, I think I saw all the original Highlander. It's just this character who's an immortal. Hello. That's the natural state, not a special supernatural thing. But it is here. Down here, it's supernatural. If you could live forever, you're considered, wow, like a god, if you don't die. Doesn't that take on a whole new meaning when you're beings that don't die? Now, I'm not saying you can't be destroyed. Surely you can be murdered, but aging, and death, like natural death or diseases. No. That rules us here. Diseases, cancers, bad things. Things dying and so we're like, damn, my third eye is really strong. We're like on our spiritual journey, man. You either wake up to this stuff or not. That's why if you are activating this and you're activating your fifth strand, which is fifth dimension, 5D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, 10D, 11D, 12D, 13, 14. So I mixed that up. 13, 14, and then 15. So there we go. We talk about 5D, but man, there's 10 more dimensions after 5D. So it's cool, but you know. What's up, vatos? Can you sing with me? I feel good, do 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 do, like I know that I would. Choo choo, yeah. Yeah. Why can't I? Some of you are grumpy. What's wrong? Smile. Chant in the house. Brothers and sisters united in love. You said it, Holy One. Namaste, Amachiwa. Yeah. Say it with some kucha. Alvisio Josie 15. Woohoo! Holy Ones in the house, representing that light. Oh, Hitami Sato Machiwa. Big hug. One of my members in the house. I know I found her on chat, on Patreon. That's right, Patreon. Teddy. I unconditionally love you, Teddy. Look at you. I love your name, Teddy. What's up? Everyone give the video a like. Oh, thank you, sister. One of my blue stars. Yeah. That means she's been supporting Christos Avatar for 2 months. This is her 2nd month. Can you imagine what the 3rd one is? Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't say machiwa was a Lyran word. I didn't say that. Akuchi, Masasu, Danny. Does every soul have 12 personality incarnate, or do some have less than others? Well, we're going to have some hybrids who have less than humans. Because humans are the top of the tier when it comes to our planet. Actually, in the time matrix, many beings have fallen to the 12th dimension. I mean, the beings who choose. Not all beings, and not all races are going to... The whole race isn't bad, come on. So we're just saying that a certain few of them have fallen. And they are dark. So these are the ones we're talking about. So we're like going through this information. We talk about the history. We talk about the mechanics. And some of these words are in the original language, which is Lyran. So... it's a great honor, man. Oh, I think the Maharata is the word I said is Lyran. Maharata, that's Lyran. And it means the Maharata is the 12th dimensional energy current level. See, we're talking about 5D, this is 12D. And that 12D, aka, you know, is also known as the Christ consciousness, the law of one. Well, the Christos. So it's actually called the innerchristos, but you can abbreviate it to Christos. But the Maharata actually literally translates to inner Christ, inner Christos. The Christos call it Christos. So notice it has the word Christ. Now we don't speak from this religion point of view. No, you know, much respect to them. This is from the Guardian material, the inner Christos, and I gave you the source earlier. And so we're learning this knowledge again. And tonight I'm going to show you my diagram where the 5th dimension is. If you haven't seen it already, you can see it on my website. You can own this diagram for $5. Just go through my Patreon. you will get the link. No, YouTube as well. If you still need it, a lot of you got it when it was still free, and I was warning you ahead of time. It won't always be free, and I think $5 is definitely worth $5, you guys. And it's an awesome diagram, and I've already had people trying to, take claim for it, and it's so nonsense. But anyways, you guys can know where it came from. And it's not done, so you go do that. And anyways, there's still going to be new versions of this diagram, because I want to put all of the information regarding the Stargate councils, the Signet councils. I want to put the other higher levels, like the Guardian Alliance, the Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds. If you look at my diagram, there's space on the top, on the sides. I'm going to use that space to list all these Star Leagues, nations, and Guardian Angelic nations. On the bottom, we'll do the same for the Dark Beings, because they have all their coalitions, all their agendas, and partnerships, and break it all down on my blog. So you guys sign up to my blog now, because it's going to be on fire once I get it going. Right now, I have about 6 articles, but it's going to lay out all the history. Every race is going to have a separate profile page. This is probably what I'm going to be known for. Mostly, people are going to be coming for the alien races and angelic races stuff, because they're both the same. We're talking about 5D. Well, this is almost to angel level. One more, 6D. That's this angel level. But a lot of us, we're trying to ascend. People are on Earth need to be able to ascend to the 5D, which is the blue ray, your throat chakra. So that means you obviously need the green ray too. You can't just skip the green ray. Most people in the New Age movement are thinking I keep seeing some energies. They're going to the 5D, but they're not. You don't have the DNA for it, which is 5 strands of DNA. If you don't have your 5 strands activated, now we're not talking about indigo children. Okay? And understand that there is a difference between blue ray and indigo ray. So this is 5 dimension, this is 6 dimension. Well, they're a higher consciousness. Just like the 5D consciousness is an archetype consciousness. That's higher than the astral consciousness. And then we got us, the human consciousness in 3D. So that's why we say we're going through 5D, or it's actually from 3D to 5D. That's for people who get past the DNA blocks, because there's DNA blocks. Some of them are being blocked really high because they've done naughty things, and it makes you trip it out. But these are, let's say you have a race that created you. Well, they can do something to your DNA. So they're the masterminds of your species. What are you talking about? So there's something still called law of one, where you are God's sovereign free being, and you realize that, and you even say that to yourself. Say it with me, guys. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Feel this energy in your hand. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. A third time. Trinity, right? I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Realize that within yourself, your realization, your knowing, becomes part of your auric field. You have to perceive yourself as this auric field. You have many fields of energy around your body in different colors. You start with the red field. Then you go to the orange field, yellow. It's like the rainbow, the first ones, so it's easy. After yellow, you have green. After green, you have blue. After blue, you have indigo. After indigo, you have magenta. Violet. Like violet. So, and then it's not always this direction. You go back down to around this part of your body. That's the 8th chakra. Oh my gosh. So this is the Meta Galactic Core, the AD. We're talking about 5D, right? Well, this would be 8D. Or D8, whatever. So D8 is the 8th chakra, and this is gold. Okay, so we go from 5D, 6D, 7D, now 8D, and then in the middle, where close to your third eye one, is the ninth D1, D9. This is silver, so gold, silver. It's easy to remember that, gold, and then after gold is the other metal, silver. So that's how I help remember me. But anyways, after you run the current, you just know where it is right away. You get used to visualizing it so much, and you can say, manifest it to you. You're bringing this to your certain part of your body. You're perceiving the silver ray, the gold ray, the violet ray, the indigo ray, the blue ray. So it's important to know where it's located and what color the ray is, because that's what you're going to imagine. This is blue, right? So you have a blue ball of energy you imagine in your third eye, which means you're going to imagine when you close your eyes, you open this eye, close these eyes, open this eye, close these eyes, so you can open this eye. Get used to that and train it every day, opening this eye. Close these eyes and work on your imagination, your inner vision, visualization, imagination, dream work, imagination work, visualization work. Hello. You have medicine. There. So we are indigos. We are these empaths. Some of us choose to work with light, so we call us light workers. You can say star seeds from other worlds coming to the human drama, okay? Because you realize that you actually find yourself in the 3D when that's not the original beginning point of humans. Well, that means you fell. We're not from the 3D. Our race is from the 5D. 5 dimensions. Okay? Not this state. So, once again, when you find yourself in 3D, that means you yourself have fallen here. We're not supposed to be here. That means we literally fell in consciousness, in particle spin, and into through a sun and into our universe. Here we are, along with there's a whole story of not just our planet, but all of our 12 planets. And there is 12 planets, not 9, only 9. So realize that another planet is the asteroid belt. It was once a planet, not in pieces. This is rubble. This is rubble of a planet. What do you think it's doing going in this ring? Just like the planets are doing. But now it's just pieces of a planet called Maldek. This is the one that's spoken about, that people have already talked about. So it's not like it's super, conspiracy or something. Realize people are coming from different sciences, practices. So because people can study the sky and learn from these ancient texts who talk about it way back then. As a matter of fact, this information is coming from these ETs that you don't realize have been always here. That these ETs don't just come in spirit form. They're not just ghosts or hanging out in some UFO that's invisible or something. No, they actually come and born into your world. We're coming in with this 5D turned on when most humans are only 3D. So while we say going to 3D to 5D to new Earth, it's not actually new. We're actually returning to our original state from this fallen state. We're trying to heal Earth so Earth can take us with her in ascension. And when you don't vibe with her Earth, that light part of Earth, that Christos consciousness, once again, we're bringing it so you can feel this Achiwa 5D. Okay, some of us are meditating with 12D, but okay, so I think it's easy now to get some 5D, honey. Because realize what happens in the mechanics of this consciousness coming in. We bring in 12D. Why did we skip 4D and 5D and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 12? Oh, I skipped 10 and 11. 11 and then go into 12. Because 12 is 12 strands of DNA, right? 12 strands of DNA, not what? What's this? So that means you with the 12th strand, inside of the 12th strand is the 11th strand, the 10th, the 9th, the 8th, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Within the 3rd strand is only 2 and 1. Within the 4th strand would be 3, 2, and 1. Within 5 strands, 5D, that means you have 5 strands of DNA. Well, within the 5D, well, you also have 4D, 3D, 2D, and 1D strands. But a Christed being has 12. Think of that. It's important to visualize that. Not to compare. We're not talking about that. We're saying get used to. That's what Christos beings do. This is what higher advanced beings do. We use our consciousness with imagination and visualization, and we're using the unified field physics when we do this. This is how the universe is based on consciousness. We are beings that are awakened and becoming into our awareness, into the realization that we are God, that we're spirit, and then so like Neo, you can go behind the matrix and control it. We're not saying for power, but this is like all are one, all are equal. There's only love in a society like this, which is happening in 5D. Our race, according to Ashiana, from 20 years ago, she has said that we're living in the law of one. The human race, not here, obviously. The future human race is angelic. We have this connection to Christ consciousness, and after you become a 6-dimensional being, you activate the rest of your Templar. It's called Templar. And actually, some history, Templar is reference to the gates of Earth, but also the gates of your own anatomy of your chakra system, and you're becoming aware of 15. But when we talk about the human race, we're talking about a 12 strand. But there's aliens with only a 11 strand. Those are the Anunnaki races. And then you have a lower, remember it's lower dimension. In the 10th dimension you have the reptilian beings and bird beings and insectoids and dinosaurs. So these beings are, and it sounds silly to say dinosaurs, but dude, seriously, this is an extraterrestrial experiment on our planet. Understand, dinosaurs are primordial beings in avatar beings. That's the level they come from. Where the freaking draconians are. That's where the Omicron draconians start, way up there in the 11th dimension. That's why they're called dark avatars, because they're avatar level. And these beings are coming in to their DNA that they created with humans. There's a human reptilian hybrid called Dracos. So the Dracos are the children of the Dracon, which are dragon beings. And I have to say this, since I just said it. The dragon beings are showing up in this game, World of Warcraft. I personally love this game. But now you have what? This is the new version of WoW. Now you're a dragon being. They're walking like a draconian, just like a freaking draconian. Now you're playing dracons, dragons, draconians. Literally, this is what they look like. They look like dragon beings, hominids, upright. I mean bipedal. These are bipedal reptilians with wings. Hello, dragon. It's called Dracon. Dracon dragon. Reptilians with wings that are bipedal, upright. Now it's in the video game. Check it. I love dragons. We all like, it's cool medieval stuff and wizards and warriors. It's cool. It reminds us of that Merlin, Excalibur, King Arthur, Guinevere, which is part of our history. It's part of the Guardian history. Part of this line, this future lines. You know, this isn't just chakra, honey. This is dimensions of energy and consciousness and body form and matter. Different levels of it. I need to hydrate my throat. Danny! I didn't answer your question. I do that sometimes. Does every soul have 12 personality incarnate? Yes. So, that's a very interesting question. So, in density 2, the next level of reality is density 2. Those are souls. And one soul will project its consciousness into 12 different beings. Those 12 beings are called a soul family. So you're one of 12. And if I understand it correctly, because it says it in Voyagers 2, that you're going to be living as a male, female. Those are pairs, but not romantic. Those are in different time vectors. They're not even together. They're not together. They're you. Sometimes you're a male, sometimes you're a female. Isn't that like your sister or brother? That's you. It's like making out with your twin or something, I guess. Anyways, so we are like not trying to promote this twin flame stuff. I know it sounds romantic. Maybe your soulmate, that's better, not so distorted. So we are looking at romance, I guess. But we are like learning about the fifth dimension because this is like a spiritual war between those levels and these levels and even higher levels. You know, so we're like the guardians. We guard. Notice we're not called something else. We're not called warriors either. We're called guardians. We guard the gates, the Templar, this holy Templar. So anyways, I'm trying to answer your question. You have the soul, one soul, which is you. It's you in density 2. Just your future version from our relative point of view in the 3D. They're in the future to us. To them, we are their past, their old self, their dumb self, their, we call. But you love yourself. You don't say bad stuff about your lower selves. Because you are your lower selves now. We're embodied here, but they're embodied there. But it's still me, and that's still you, and hello. You can connect to you up there. That's what part of this spiritual communication is. You get all like tripped out. He's talking to spirits. Well, maybe this being is talking to itself. You understand the reality fields and what a spiritual dimensions are, and that you are actually a composite, not just a single entity, not just a single experience. Specifically, a minimum of 1,728 other selves. And you really only have gender in density 1, density 2. By that point, your races are androgynous. And you don't have this body form. You realize it goes from all the way up to pre-matter, liquid light. That means before matter. You become etheric. There's no body like the same like this. You're like living in these etheric clouds, like nebula and stuff. There's no walls. There's no dwellings. There's this ocean of etheric energy, and you're these beings, what? There's no reference point. Unless you're able to go into those levels. That's 7th dimension. 8th, the gold, and 9th, the silver. Remember, I just told you that earlier. These are your aspects. These are your simultaneously happening right now. So it'd be nice to become psychic to communicate to them. Not just communicate, but hey, you see, whoa, dang. But like, I can explain, like last night, when I'm meditating, about to go to sleep, right? Well, I'm working with this energy. I see these fields, these plasmic fields. That's what you could call it. Hydroplasm is plasm, hot plasma. Actually, that's thermoplasm. I made a mistake. Sorry. I can correct myself. That's thermoplasms. But hydroplasm is liquid water. Like liquid water. Sorry. Liquid light. Liquid light. So from carbon matter to carbon silicate to etheric, which is crystal silicate, and then we come into the hydro water. I said it again. Liquid light, vatos, which is like a pale silver, you know. You can call it platinum color. I like to say like liquid mercury, liquid metal, but not liquid mercury, not liquid metal, just the appearance of it, which you can imagine and get used to visualizing with the earplugs in and put and a blindfold on. If you like to stand up and walk around like I do sometimes, I like to just make sure I can't hear nothing, and I usually have a hoodie and I'll just go like this sometimes so I can't see very much light. Your pineal gland will be more effective, more better quality in the darkness. Literally, it can still get light from your skin. So if you have the lights turned off but just a blindfold on, your third eye is still getting light through your skin. So that's why you want to actually be in darkness with the lights off, or block off light if you have to. Shut off things that are shining too much light or whatever. You know, no candles. And by the way, dude, that's carbon monoxide. What the hell? I mean, if you're outside, awesome, but I start to smell the carbon dioxide within a few minutes from lighting a candle in this room. So I don't want to smell that. So you see these worlds and you play with you're there. Your body's made of liquid light. You have to get used to thinking about these things and seeing them. How can you think about it? How can you connect to it without actually spending time? Have you spent time connecting to these energy constructs? Being them, feeling them, developing them, memorizing them, seeing them, pulling them up in your mind, feeling it, knowing what it's like for your arm to be no arm. Maybe you're not even a hominid. Maybe you imagine yourself as a sacred geometry or a tree or a bug. You're all God. You're all this consciousness. Imagine what consciousness is like at those levels. Where just at density 2, you're like immortal. That's just one level above us. and this is all hologram aspects of God. So imagine in the Ascended Masters, where you're probably, I would imagine if a Rishi being can have like probably over 10,000, it's probably more. You know how an avatar can have up to like 5,000-6,000 different lives? Well, a Rishi being probably has insane amount of lives. Like the collective gets bigger. Your mind, your Borg mind, not in a bad way, your collective mind gets bigger and bigger, where you're just you're multitudes. You yourself are legion. So you become like a legion consciousness. That's better than Borg. Okay, let's say legion. You know, you're a legion. You are multitudes. You are, and then when you go higher into God levels, they're called God worlds. When you go into, because there's more than a time matrix, you guys. There's more God worlds. So, if you're actively connecting to those levels, dang. Amachua. Family, yeah. I think, whoa. Teddy, I so family, what's up? Monty C. Hey, Davian, do you do one-on-ones? Yes, I sure do, Holy One. That's why I set up these service. To me, it's a service I offer to you guys if you're willing, if you want to, like any type of consultation, any type of just one-on-one, just talk. Some of you just want to be heard or have some ideas from the guardian point of view, from my point of view, and much respect to you for sharing your story. So people who are interested in that, please join my Rishi membership, and that is just going into my Patreon link down below, and look for that. So, and then we can be part of your healing. I really thank you for that opportunity. So, and thank you guys for supporting Christos Avatar in this way. So it is a trade. It is a, hey, here we go. We're evolving together. We're helping each other. Masutas. So 5D, baby. The fifth dimension. 5D, the blue ray. Okay, you're trying to go from 3D into the heart, the green ray, the lessons of the fourth dimension consciousness, and rise into the fifth dimensional lessons in consciousness, where we're supposedly living the law of one in this immortality, in this, that must be freaking amazing. Like, it would be like heaven. It's like freaking heaven, dude. To be living in a society of the law of one. That's Christ on earth. The new world. Because that's where humans are 12th dimensional. Humans are in density 2. There's even more powerful beings than humans here in density 2. There's beings that are called Azarites. They're actually the most powerful. You could say they're the most highest level race in our time matrix. And those are what you call blue angels. These Azarites are 48 strand beings. Their whole race is 48 strand. And so this is a mighty powerful being when we're just talking about a 3 strand, and these beings have 48 strand. That's like 12 chakra plus another 12 plus another 12 plus another 12. That is what this Christ child was. Christ was obviously he didn't come in with 48 strand turned on. Okay, especially when you come into Earth. you only have a certain amount. But he's the last avatar that was here. The last 12 strand avatar. So Jesus, I say Christ, but Jesus is a Christ, is a 12th dimensional being and more. But he's the last avatar, 12D avatar to be here. I would say there would be still more coming, and some would say that ascended master might come again, or is coming again, according to Voyagers 2. Ashiana Dean, Iyasha Ashiana. Check out her workshops and her website for her latest information. Sachiwaka, yeah. You can look out for my sister, Ireland Clark. She's a speaker of the Christos information, the Ashiana information. She's a speaker, and so is Lisa Renee. Check him out. Makutsu. That's so. Sometimes you just go into like another feeling, and you want to express. You want to see. It's like pretty freaking amazing. I'm not bored when in those realms. You're like living a whole nother freaking existence. And you can get a lot of doubters, a lot of haters, a lot of negative people in this world, but dude, you go up there, damn, reality is so different. Scenarios, circumstance, existence, it is just, whoa, imasutas. Because you could see, man, yourself as this mighty force, and you see like a in the middle of a hurricane, like of this star tetrahedron. You're in this Merkaba field, man. You're in the center point, that eye, that gateway to other realities. You're made up of several stargates, man, going to other realities. That's what this is. You're here in the Earth. 1, 2, 3, dimension 1, 2, 3. This is Earth. This is Tara. Wait, 4, 5, 6. This is Tara. This is Earth. This is Tara. And this is 7, 8, and 9. That is Gaia. So we got Earth, Tara, Gaia. And then 10, 11, and 12, that is Armatena. So we have these levels of ourselves. These chakra have a lot of importance. Machiwa. Much respects to you, Vatos, man. Yeah. I want to get a cup that says Machiwa on it. Yeah! Would you buy one, Holy Ones? Some of us drink tea or coffee. Brian's in the house. What's up, brother? What's up? Alichka in the house. What's up? Wow, what is that? Is it nighttime? No light? You feel you're dead? Don't say that, Holy One. Always put a positive vibration out into the world. Olichka died. I love you, Olichka. You're alive. You will rise. This Christ consciousness is rising. Rise, Holy One. Akuye. Masi. It's a celebration. Yes. No despair, only this akuma. Yes. I love you, sister. You're awesome. Shine. Shine. D10, D12, Density Universe 4, Density Universe 5. You said it, Holy One. Nathan knows what's up. Deborah, what's up? Look at that smile and that fire. Yeah. What's up, spiritual gangsters? And you guys, some of you could have some good dragons. It doesn't mean all the dragons are bad. You check. Is this dragon being nice? Or is this a mean dark dragon? Check. So, they can develop a track record. You know, I mean, that's how you can look at World of Warcraft. Pretend you're a good dragon. I am a good Dracon. Those mean guys, those creatures are mean. I don't want. If some of you know who Corey Good is, he talks about his experience with one of these things. These things are. You think those people are bad. You start talking about these like albino reptilians, which are giants. Corey said that he was like, he was looking up to this creature. It was like 15 feet tall or more. I think 18 feet tall. And so this was beings are very hateful and angry and aggressive. Sound familiar? So, but way more stronger than you, and plus they're super psychic. They're so powerful and intense with their psychic abilities that it's uncomfortable and painful for them, or that's what he describes. You're a dragon trying to be good. I like the trying part. At least you're trying, Holy One. There we go. And just remember that those beings are coming out of the at least high, 10th dimension. And I know I've seen positive dragons, man. It was one of the first things I was experiencing in my shaman work is dragons. And I say shaman work is because I started connecting to my dreams through these animal spirits. And I know some of that could be occult, but realize that you have physical experiences. You could say, I know, I felt these beings. I felt them. Not just seen them lucid, but I actually felt them. And so, man, I always felt, I've seen one, man, appear before me. It was a green dragon. And it was like levitating. It looked more like the Chinese dragon, but like large as a vehicle. This dragon was large as a car, and it was kind of big, like plump, not fat looking, just a thick, short, like vehicle size, compact vehicle, but levitating in the air and always doing this. And then it came around and it looked directly at me. And then I saw this amazing green dragon. Oh my God. Then one time I had a whole bunch of dragons flying around me, different colors. And I felt one of them touch me, and I felt these, I don't usually talk about this because people are going to get confused, but there is good dragons. I didn't have any dark beings like this. It depends on your soul family. I didn't have this darkness. I used to have a friend I thought was a friend, and then they start, getting mad at me because I don't have an abusive upbringing. So something's wrong with me because they have sad, no disrespect, but, why am I in the bad? Why am I like, what? Does that even make sense to you? Because we got people who are complaining about narcissists when they're a narcissist. So we don't want to get off subject, but 5 dimension is an important part of your spirituality because we're trying to return to 5D, to the law of one, to this potential of humans. Not this shit. What is this? This is like suffering. What? You're not supposed to be suffering. You're not supposed to be dying. You're immortal. Come on. Let's get back to that. Not this distortion. Okay? It's not, oh, that's the way it is. That's the way the universe works. Hello, it's being manipulated. The planet itself is being manipulated. The consciousness on the planet is being, so we're forced into guardianship. Guarding, defensive, not physical, only peaceful. Through conscious awakening, you're liberating yourself and those who also are learning from, you're sharing information. Sometimes that's all we can do is just share. And hey, pass this around. This is important. Check it out. Thank you for all those who do like my video. If you guys really are learning something or something touches you or you feel this is special, please like my video. And I do this for you guys. And I am always happy when I can be here live, when I have the health to be live. And I see my regular Vato Locos, my brothers and sisters, and so some of you have been part of your healing. And it feels so good when you guys tell me I've helped you in some way. That means so much to me, you guys. And it seems like things are good. You know, I'm not saying my problems are solved or anything, but it's just nice. Sometimes you just feel good when you start having people say nice, sweet things, and other people are doing it, and then you're doing it, and it's like, wow, man, this is beautiful. We can have like grumpy relatives and negative friends, but we still have our indigo vatos. What's up? I want to go see Davian and Christos. I miss my friends at Christos. Like, seriously, if I didn't, you know, sometimes we have to like focus on projects to complete them, but I always want to come and do a live for you guys. What's up, vatos? And someday I'm going to have a green screen studio show. It will be really creative when I have resources. That's why I'm so grateful to you guys who are helping me. Slowly but surely, Christos Avatar will be rocking because of you guys and your support, and for reflecting back. Helping out fellow Vato Locos. Spiritual G. Yahusha. Yahshua. De Grace. Born in Portugal. Greetings, Holy One. Scarlet. Is there someone named Scarlet? I like your videos, David. I like all your videos. Thank you, Nathan. Some of my first videos though are kind of, you know, we all had to start at the beginning, and I learned so much. Oh my gosh. My angelic human race video was one of my first videos, but it was 3 hours long, and I certainly didn't know how to do shortcuts by then. So I could have probably trimmed it down to 45 minutes for you, but but it's my biggest popular video on my channel. Almost 10,000 views. I'm like, dang. That many people sat through 3 hours, or but yeah, I used to have problems with, that's when I only had my phone. My early videos, you only use your phone, right? So, and so it sucked, man. But then I finally got my DSL camera. Now it's better, so what's up? So Vive T consciousness, and you call it a new earth. They're immortal and they follow the law of one. That is like new earth. That is new earth. It's called Tara. When Earth pulls out of the 3D, when Earth ascends to 4D, well, some of that doesn't. What's left over is shadow. Shadow falls or repeats an entire new time cycle. And a time cycle is 26,556 years. Do you want to live another 144 lives? Wow, that sucks. You know, that's a lot of lives. Why don't you want to just ascend now and go to a better world where you're immortal? And it's like the galactic civilization. You're now not just dealing with Earth, okay? When your new evolution, your whole species is living in a spacefaring civilization. You're throughout the galaxies, okay, and dimensions. You're multidimensional. Your science fiction is kind of a little bit twisted when it comes to its future imagination and the future societies and the future alien beings. Things are much more greater than your imagination, than what you see in books and comics and movies. You guys don't see the potential unless you see the higher realities, unless you are actually experiencing them. Whoa, this is a cool movie, but there's more. Look. And I have to be careful with I can't talk about that now. I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to say those keywords. I got spanked. So, okay. I won't talk about it. Dang. Chihuahua. Shining light. Oh, I can talk about it in my members forum. Toyota. Toyota. I look the younger on my family. They ask me what I do, but I just tell them I avoid stress. Thank you for shining your light, Vato. Thavian got pals. What the hell? Pow. Scary shit, right? You wouldn't believe my younger picture were me. Well, you guys, I'm gonna show you a picture of myself. About 5 years ago. Same with me, bro. Like, you'll see, you won't recognize me. Like, what? That's you? My chihuahua! Only for the people who on live get to see this. No, I'm just. Okay, man. Now what? Am I in the right? No, okay. It's like we go through changes in relationships, in the places that we live. Like, I was the only one who left the whole state of Arizona and went to live somewhere else alone without any other family members. So that was kind of interesting. Sokaimasu. Oh man, I don't know what's up, you guys. I have to get the drive, but I'll show you. This is a photo shoot I did in Ukraine. This is one of my friends. Her name is Elena. Kochivastu. This is your brother Thavian. When I was a little bit different appearance. This is about 5 years ago, man. The car is pretty cool too, right? Shiamasu Kaivasta. I just like the tuxedo because it was like a day at the beach. Mochi. One of my other modeling friends doing a photo shoot. Something. A casual stroll. Notice the name of the building. It's in Russian because I was there. I had two photographers, and this was just part of my life, dude. I did this for a while. It was fun. I wasn't always a hippie. I love this photographer because I loved how he did the lighting. Everyone had a different way, right? Chukas. Moye. Whatever was popular. Gangsters, man. No. What you? Alright, so I'll be showing this diagram. Let me show you the diagram, but let me stop for a moment. Chicas. That's one of the things I sometimes forget. So this is going to be the fifth dimension. We're going into 3D Earth way down here. 1, 2, 3. Every density has 3 dimensions in it. Well, ours is 1, 2, 3. The next one is 4, 5, 6, which has some angels. And in 7, 8, 9, you're going to have more archangels. 10, 11, 12, you have the liquid light. This is your liquid light. This is what we're trying to get to. I mean, that's what you will be down here. In the 5th dimension, you actually, there's going to be 12th dimensional humans here. It's kind of like we're watching the gates. We're protecting from the dark ones, which are many dark beings. And the ones coming into our drama are going to be coming from these levels. But we're talking about is the... I'll come back to your comments because I want to get some of your feedback. You're like, what the hell did I just see, right? This is the 5th dimension, guys. If you have this throat chakra, this is your throat chakra. You're the Blu-ray. This is your third eye chakra, the 6th dimension. Well, this is the 5th dimension. So we're simply in this drama. Earth ascends to Tara. Someday, Tara is going to ascend to Gaia, and then Gaia is sent to Armatena. And then this is our record, this is our history, and we're going through all this crazy stuff, and whoa, what's up, vatos? Yeah, death, we don't actually die, because nothing dies, you actually just transmute. And it's all energy, it's all a hologram, it's all consciousness. The entire hologram exists because of Ascended Masters projecting it, creating it. And then once the structure is created through consciousness, okay, broken down through scalar mechanics, through this ultra micro particles. Whoa. Someone rang the doorbell. I wonder if it's like Amazon. Kai, MFS. Have a great weekend, Holy One. Thank you for watching the show. Yeah, we're not actually here. This is simulated. I like how you say that. I made this whole video about the hologram, you guys. Check it out, because this is part of our awakening. Okay? And there's another thing I want to point out. And you might want to think about this, okay? This is all a hologram. Everything is alive in it. It's a simulation, but we know that. Our higher parts know it's a simulation. We came here to experience it. And what is a simulation? Why do we make simulations? So you can experience something, learn from it, or just experience it and have memories of it, right? So now the dogs might bark. So we're like learning from the hologram. So you can find out it's a hologram, but it's not like, oh, all right, and now what? It's a hologram that feels real for a reason. So we know it's in the back of your mind, know it's all a hologram. So when you start thinking about drama and sadness or happiness or war or death or life, well, there's no death. Well, once again, this is a skit. This is a play, like Shakespeare said. But more. It's a multi-dimensional, multi-consciousness experiment going on. It's a construct of sorts. A construct of consciousness. That's why it's called the hologram field, the unified field. It's a consciousness field. It is pure consciousness simulating something. Simulating an experience, simulating a thought. Having an experience in a holographic field. You are consciousness in a holographic field. The holographic field is made of consciousness itself. So now you have holographic constructs where the beings can experience the hologram. It's like this guy sitting in the Total Recall chair. He's sitting in the chair and went into it. Now he doesn't know he's in a chair anymore. He just knows he's in some world. Have you seen the movie Total Recall? The old one with Arnold Schwarzenegger or the new one, it doesn't matter. They go into a fake simulated hologram world. And you hear billionaires, the Tesla, you hear him talking about it. Elon Musk is speaking about the simulation theory. We're not speaking exactly like this, and it's not exactly like the movie The Matrix, but realize it's similar concept that helps you start to imagine. Because before you saw those movies, it was hard to imagine. Someone else imagined it for you. And what is imagination, vatos? Huh? Really? Right? So we are imagining this with God. It is God with many collectives of consciousness. But hey, it's perceived as an individual experience. At least in density 1, you feel like an individual. By the time you get to density 2, you're aware of a tribe. You're a 12 tribe, Vato. Soul family, which is you, not something outside yourself. It's within you, within this hologram. Consciousness is just, sometimes limited to its bandwidth. Sometimes there's problems within its bandwidth, like blocks, like actual blocks in your DNA. And now you can't perceive part of the hologram, or you're being blocked from freely leaving the density 1. You're being controlled, stuck in this cycle of reincarnation, which is not natural. It's not normal to be stuck in a hologram field, like repeat, repeat, repeat. Hits a bump, it's hitting a block, a barrier, so it has to start over. Hits the barrier, start over, die, come alive. What? You're meant to, normally, go through life and ascend. Go through the veil. Like, there's a literal... Between each density universe, which is made of 3 dimensions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, between each one is something called a repulsion zone. There's a larger term for it, but something repulsion zone. Magnetic. It's a magnetic repulsion zone. So consciousness has to go through stargates. The stargates are what change the vibration of consciousness, and now you vibrate to another dimension. But you cannot do this process of vibrating to another dimension without having the strand of DNA. So to have the 5th strand, to go to the 5th dimension means you have to have your 5th strand complete. This is how consciousness works. And because of the spiritual war, we've had some serious problems with the fallen angelics. You can call them dark avatars, or extraterrestrial beings. These beings have done things to our DNA. And because of these distortions in our DNA, you can't just go to the 4th dimension. Naturally, you could just go, no problem. But now there is darkness, there's shadow that has taken over. Now you live in a recycle of wow, what's wrong? Something's wrong because there's a block. Now you can't go through the 4D. Hello. Okay, what can you do about it? Well, this is because of what you've done in the past. Now the past is kind of like, wow, it's catching up to you. Now to ascend to 5D, now to go to density 2, you can't just go to 4D. You have to grow the DNA, slowly grow your 5th strand. Not slowly, now you gotta quickly. Normally it's slow, but now you have to quickly develop your 5th strand so you can get out of here. But you also have to learn how to slide, you have to develop your Merkaba, and these other mechanics, of course. But this is a qualifying factor. One of the qualifying factors is you need 5 strand. Oh, excuse me. So that's your keys to the kingdoms, baby. Machiwa, Masuta. And we activate. I am activating. You got to activate. Activate your chakra. Yeah. Let's do this, baby. Yeah. I was having some problems with setting this all up, but now I have the blog. It just took me so long to get that going. It was a nightmare. Oh my gosh. Try to set up a blog. You'll see what I mean. It was hell. It was freaking hell setting up a blog. I can't even say it's completely done, but at least I got it done generally speaking. And now I can start pumping out articles there. So please sign up to my blog. Tataria Rising, Tataria. Hashtag Tataria. Somebody likes Tataria. Beverly and Shining Light. Affirmations, yeah. Another affirmation is, I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Say it with me, brothers and sisters. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Yes. Also say, I am Christar. And see the 12 strand, the platinum star. I am Christar. I am Christar. Machiwa. Yes. It's beautiful. And we are, well, the more that you bring into your energy, the more that you're going to expand, baby. Bring it in. Bring it in. Yes. Oh, yes. It's fun when you start to experiment with your consciousness. You learn these energies and try stuff before you go to bed. Mess around with your mind, with your consciousness. Do these experiments. Do these visualizations. Do these imaginations. Why not imagine a fantasy world and see yourself in it, and see yourself walking in it, see yourself meeting other beings and talking to them, see yourself finding like a friendly dragon and it gives you a ride on its back and you go to another level, another land, like the Avatar movie, a very lush, beautiful landscape. Start to develop this. This is how you learn how to communicate and see these other worlds. You're training it, like a little boot camp. Yeah. So. Affirmation. Scorpion. Beverly has Scorpion energy. Thank you, David. Or Nathan, thank you, brother. Yahusha de Grace. Great. And here, this is Lyran too. This is all Lyran language. Shaddai Ure Akumtun. And you say that 3 times. Shaddai Ure Akumtun. Shaddai Ure Akumtun. So become a member, and I share this with you guys on a PDF so you can have it for yourself wherever you are. And also, I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna be sharing with you something called the Mentor Technique, and also the Lyran song Shaddai, which is a Om Eda I Patama song. So we're gonna be doing that one as well. And eventually we're going to be doing techniques together, and maybe even doing Zooms. See, there's resources, we will grow into something big, guys. And I thank you. Shout out real quick to all my members for joining. Thank you. Even $5, you know, I thank you for this gift of $5, because even that can make a difference in this ascension. And we're trying to, if you join the chat, you'll notice we have like 4 or 5 rooms now, and you can, that are on different topics, and people are coming in there and also, you know, bringing this links and pictures and sharing stuff. We're like a community now, sharing stuff. So become part of that, you guys. Join for just $5 or whatever is being called to you, because we have different tiers, and so we're just trying to have a center for this knowledge. That's what the Christos is going to be about. A community. Not just, hey, we're just kind of know each other, we're kind of understanding each other. No, we're going to be very personal, and the more that we have, we're going to have a team of people. We'll be actually a company, a resource, a service, maybe kind of like a temple. Why not have like a Azurite temple? Not use the same name. Obviously, we'll give respect and have our own unique name, but still teaching the Christos teachings, the inner Christos, which I didn't start talking about. It was Ashiana Dean, but we're a part of that. Some of us are part of that. Even official or unofficial, some of us are speaking it. We know it, we feel it, we res it. Some of you out there know what's up. You know the real deal. It's not a joke. It's when you start seeing these holy angels of light, shining light, just brilliant light energy, just this brilliance. Like you would say, it would be uncomfortable to stare because it would be so much light, like bright, blinding light. We don't want to blind you, Holy One. Understand? This is a light. This is what is the capacity of light, to be so blazing light. We are this light. It's a guard. Just being here in light and love is another piece of another consciousness on the planet assisting. You're another consciousness. Every time you start sending love out in the world and the planet, Holy Ones, you guys are representatives of light. You are holy angels, literally. If you think about what an indigo is, they're higher than angel. We're not trying to compare. We're just saying reference is important. You have reference in your own identity. You get used to understanding it clearly, vividly. It's like you become super intelligent. It's hard to explain. You just become more holistic in the left brain, right brain. Don't just ignore the science part, guys. Don't be scared of physics, the unified physics. Don't be scared of numbers and logic. Practice chess online. Play with beginners like you. Do things to spark your memory, spark your brain and your intelligence. Start thinking in ideas and concepts of, hey, I can be this and I can be more. You can actually improve your intelligence. You can actually improve your creativity, your memory. There's memory systems out there. Like, I will just give you tips. I would go learn some stuff, like books, like not just stuff online. Have you stopped going to a bookstore? Go to a bookstore. Did you know a book can teach you a lot more than some cheap website that's throwing some articles at you? Look at an author who's knowledgeable and can lay it all out. This is what I want to do with consciousness. I want to lay it all out so you can see it, you can relate to it, you can understand it. And that's the way it should be. Shouldn't be a mystery school. No, we're bringing this knowledge to the world, not just certain people. And maybe in certain times when the whole planet was truly being dark, of course the teachings had to go on the ground because they were killing people who were following this Christos, inner Christos. They would take out indigo children. They sought them out when they were in power. Well, they're going to come after you. So that's why we come out peacefully together in a conscious awakening in the privacy of our bedroom, whatever. We are awakening all over the planet. We can connect astrally if we wanted to. Some of us are learning these priestcraft. It's a sacred, right? You could go and do ceremony with these principles. Don't think of some like hooded beings who are all in the dark and doing terrible things. No, we're beings of like trying to have enlightenment and knowledge and understanding. It's all important to evolve, not stay in dark age, not stay in one location. If that's your choice, you're God sovereign free. You can choose that. Don't judge you. We're saying there's more. You can aim higher and be better and greater than this. Why not have a normal 3D life, have your relationship with a mate, with kids and family and friends, but then part of your life is going to be like a priestess. You're used to working with higher awarenesses of these other worlds. Most people would be uncomfortable talking about spiritual stuff. For you, it's important because you are a representative of light. That means you're knowledgeable and do practices. I'm not saying go get into Wiccan or magic or the dark that's based off of demons or based off of planets. That's your choice. That's what you can do. We're talking about, hey, it's all inside. Not outside in some planet. Not outside out here. It's here. This working on this identity of yourself, getting used to knowing that you're a multi-dimensional collective, that you are actually a holy Templar being. They called them Templar Melchizedeks. The Templar Melchizedeks were a DNA, the same DNA that Christ came, Jesus, this avatar being, Jeshua, Melchizedek, Jeshua Shananda Melchizedek. There we go again with Melchizedek. Well, there's some bad ones who are trying to, throw you off from the real ones. Just like there was a negative Christ, another different Christ who was trying to throw you off of the real Christ. This happens in military efforts. This happens in those higher people in control of things. They create these scenarios. It works for them, I guess. So we are in the middle of this war. You're a fifth dimensional, 5D, fifth dimensional being coming into the human drama. You made a contract. That's soul level, remember? Fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, that includes 5D, are kikuasi souls. You're soul collectives. That's better to say it like this. But they're all collectives after density 1. You're all collectives, so it can kind of be redundant. But realize that you're a collective now. And the higher you are, the more you represent. The bigger the family, the bigger the consciousness you represent. Not just 5D, soul being, but the soul is being projected by what? An oversoul. One oversoul is projecting 12 souls, and one soul is projecting 12 incarnates. So if there's 12 souls of you, if you have 12 souls, each creating 12 down here, that's 144. 12 times 12. And that goes all the way up, baby. So one avatar has 12 oversouls. And one oversoul has 12 souls and souls incarnate. So you just add it up. Whoa. But it's not exactly the same number, because there's beings who are like indigo children who are on different progressions. Some of you have 24 strand. Some of you have 36 strand, 48 strand. It's like overkill, but you know what I'm saying? You get shit done when you're a 48 strand angelic being. When you're a Christed avatar coming in, man. Whoa! Watch out. Watch out, yeah. So, yeah. Wakatas, yeah. I bet you some of us are like this, wow. It's like, what was you in your past life? What will you be in your future life, vatos? Take a look. You can see your chumate. You don't need no middleman. You don't need no birth chart. Okay, you got this inner Christ. You have these portals, man. These identities. Learn these identities. You don't need something external. Definitely don't be punked, duped into worshiping something outside yourself. That's the hologram. And think about that. You're worshiping Monopoly money. It's not real. I got gold and bling. You know, I got a sexy wife. Look, see? You know, okay, if your wife is sexy. I'm just saying, dude. It's a hologram. Wow, you're a hologram. Wow, money's a hologram. That's interesting, right? I thought it was real. No, it's like a flash on, flash off, flash on, not there. Then it's over in the antiparticle, and then it's not there. Now it's in the particle. Huh? Don't confuse me, Fabian. I was getting it until you started messing with me about the parallel universe, and then the phantom universe, and then the inner earth. Oh, what? Sorry, guys. Let's see for myself. It is 7:43. Thank you for the 29 souls who are here. It says my congruent viewers were 33. What is congruent viewers? Well, let me see if I put my mouse over it. The number of viewers connected to the stream at the most recently available time was 33. Another, right? Shining light? Is that crazy? Sister, we've been talking about this in chat. We're getting all these numbers everywhere. Almost all my lives, I get those crazy numbers like this. 344? It's 744 where I'm at. France. Welcome, France. You guys. There's some hidden mysteries in France, vatos. We had some of the, that Ark of the Covenant still hidden in France. Why is France so big deal? Because that's where the Catharie, the French indigo children, the Catharie, they were all murdered, unfortunately. But anyways, that's part of our history. And some of the relics, some of the information, maybe even one of these discs records. Ashana talks about the CDD plates, which are holographic disc records. And I know that there's something called shields, and some of these shields are around the planet, hidden and secret. But there's something special in France, just so you know. So, and that's where the last indigo children were. You know how we come every few hundred years. Every time we're needed, we're part of the guard that is counterbalancing the dark ones, the dark illuminated ones. We're counterbalancing them. We're coming in through these. When we come down, we're representing the innerchristos. So in France, hundreds of years ago, the Catharie were giving the innerchristos, but from the French perspective, in language, they were talking about the law of one. And this information was talked about in another holy group, which is called the Essenes, which is where Jeshua comes through. Jesus comes through the Essenes. I'm like asking my Christian family, hey man, do you guys know about the Essenes? Huh? Jesus was an Essene? What? Is it mentioned in the Bible, the Essenes? You guys want to know who the Essenes are? They're the coming from the Melchizedek starseeds. So the Melchizedek, there's different starseeds. Remember, you show the 12 tribe. We got the Hyperborean, the Polarian, the Lemurian, the Atlantean, the Aryan, that's us, the fifth root race. And then, well, if you're indigo, no, you're not that, but I'm saying. And then after the Aryan is the Muvarian, the Unchechi, the Urantrian starseed, the Brendawa starseed, the Hebrew starseed, Melchizedek starseed. So the Essenes were the holy indigo children, the first family of the Melchizedeks that came in. So these Melchizedeks were actually good, and actually the Holy Grail. And that's what Jeshua came out of. And if you're indigo now in 2022, what's up, Vato? You're part of Christ's DNA. That you're part of Jeshua's DNA. That's our line. Through all the way up to King Solomon, where the guardians were able to take a Sarais Egyptian woman, Bathsheba. So Bathsheba and King Solomon created this line that the guardians come out of because of her DNA, and part of King Solomon is dark, by the way. If you didn't know that, he's working on the dark side. So, but it doesn't matter because he had the DNA that was created through this Bathsheba, a Sarais Egyptian woman, and out of this became this line, which I'm going to be talking about because it's not exactly how you're taught, right? But We come from that, dude. You're indigo child. Hello. We're activating our 5th strand, but also some of you opening your 6th strand. So that's 5D. This is 6D beings. It's a big deal. You're a big deal. It's called Magi, Holy Grail Kings. And before, so it was in the Catherine in France. I'll get the exact dates for you guys. I'm sorry, but it's the Essenes were Jesus, and there was Holy Grail children in different countries as well. There's indigo children in the Chinese history. There's indigo children that came in the Egyptians. There's indigo children, like a race of them. We coming in, homies. We were here in Egypt. We were the priest caste then. We're the priest caste now. We're the holy ones teaching these healing arts, healing with your hands, healing with your, your auric fields and beyond, learning about stargates and knowing how to do a transdimensional ascension. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're transmuting into another dimension. It's a big deal. We're a priest caste bringing these original teachings from the guardian angelic nations. Was Enoch real and those angels real? Yes. But remember, Enoch fell. He has fallen and flip-flopped back and forth. Good, bad, good, bad. So we have the Enochian books that were once part of the Bible, or now it's part of the, the Shadow Bible. Not Shadow Bible. It's part of the Apocrypha, right? Or whatever. Now this is an important book because this is part of when Enoch is telling you about these freaking aliens, which are being called angels. So look at that text, because this is part of the Bible coming from that era. And so you can see that Thoth did the same thing. He took some of the guardian teachings and twisted it, and now you're following some twisted version. Because he's talking about some out-of-the-world stuff that part of it resonates with you. Why? Because part of that is coming from the Emerald Covenant, the guardian teachings. Remember, it's called the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. He's ripping it off. He's infringing his copyright. That's the Emerald Covenant copyright, vatos. Oh, and they took it and reversed that. Took this sacred doctrine and went like this to it. Oh, I'm going to teach these dark illuminated ones in the Egyptian period. They're called the Templar Solar Initiates. So they're teaching these dark illuminated ones in ancient Egypt days, honey, where you're learning stuff like Thoth's information. He made it for them. And get what is told. He's an Anunnaki, honey. He's what you call an Inky Anunnaki, which is part of the insectoid reptilian serpents. Crazy, right? Look, I'll show you what Thoth. Because a lot of you love Thoth. The Egyptian god must be good, right? Well, we gotta know what's up with Thoth. This is what Thoth is. He's an Inky Anunnaki. You know the Enlil, Marduk, and Inky? Well, he's an Inky Anunnaki, which are the same beings. He's from the same beings that created the Luciferian covenant, the Lilithan, which are what? Insectoid reptilian serpents. Does he appear as that? Of course not. But that's what they are on planet Nibiru. And so now, because of this Inky being, Thoth and his people, these are his homies, serpents, that's his homies. And then, because of him, or because of their people, now you have a covenant called the Luciferian covenant. And of course, these beings are part of that. Fallen Pleiadian, Semyasi, Anunnaki, which are not exactly all human either. They're part reptilian, part mermaid. That's what these are, pretty perfect humans, and the little blue humans. I'm not sure, I'm not familiar with the Borgia, but these are what we're dealing with in our world now, And also, you know how people say Lucifer and Satan are two different entities? Yes, it is two different entities. One's reptilian origin, and one's an Anunnaki origin, which are actually both Anu draconians. This whole section is the hybrids, Anunnaki dragon hybrids. And now we got dragons in World of Warcraft, like I said earlier. Nice creatures and things. You guys can get this on my website. Go to my website. You'll be, it's only $5, and it's a powerful, because you get to see where all these races are. Put these puzzle pictures in your mind. Put these puzzle pictures in your mind together. There's a few edits. I'm going to make one more edit to this because there's a few things I want to fix, because I can always improve it. And this is where I'm going to put all the galactic information. All the universal guardian groups up here. And down here I'll put all of the fallen groups. Because they have a bunch of agendas. Different agendas that these beings have. So the dragons aren't even the highest level. They were created by the Omicron. The Omicron are the ones that created the dragons. And then the dragons created a hybrid with the humans called the Dracos. And I guess they're the ones right here. Human, lizard, hominid. And some people think the dark illuminated ones are these. Part lizards. And these are like gargoyles. So this is what we're dealing with. And when you're dealing with trying to learn about your 5th strand chakra, well, this is a dimension of reality that has a whole history, baby. History with inner Earth, a history with all these different alien beings, including Pleiadians and Nordics, and actually beings that are angels. This is a holy angel that we come from. The Oraphim are part of the humans in here, in the 5th dimension. This is about... Whoa, what happened? Oh, I guess I don't have it. Okay. These are the beings coming in from here. That's where we are, and the Nordics and the Pleiadians are coming from, but there's negative ones too. But here's another angel, the blue angel, one of the powerfulest race in the most powerful, highest level are the Azarites. And then the blue humans. You've seen some blue humans. Like those Hindu gods, some of them are blue. The genie, they're Maharaji, they're magical beings. Of course they're gonna know some magic. So this is our heritage, and this is what we're dealing with. You can see we're on the galactic level. Supermind. Remember, I was trying to explain your collective mind in the future. You have a collective mind. Then you have a planetary consciousness, and then you have a sun, like a star consciousness, and then you finally have a universal consciousness, and then a cosmic consciousness. So we're talking about 5D, but look, there's so much more beyond 5D. More. Don't forget you have a divine blueprint at your 12th strand level. So we're all coming from, if you're human, you're coming from the blue flame. Then we have the Vega, Seraphi. Some of you are coming out of the gold order. And if you're here, you're meant to help heal some of these beings in your level. You're meant to heal some of these who are coming out of the gold flame. Oh, most of these are coming out of the gold flame are fallen. Because they're the ones attacking the Anunnaki over here. And us. So anyways, I love you guys. What's up, Vatos? What's up, Vatos? Let's have a Vato hug, man. Okay, Candace in the house. All right, sister. Welcome. Oh, thank you, dear. I put a lot of work into that in the past year. And there's more versions I plan on putting. You want to go to India? Yeah. Manifest it, Holy One. Manifest your dreams, vatos. Marcelo, Henrique, Soares, Ballista, the Nightcrawler. Yeah. I have it tattooed on my hand, on your arm. Tiger in the house. My mind believes nothing negative at all. And it does this. You believe? Sunny Merc. Yeah. And you guys realize this, right? Darkness goes up to 11th dimension in our matrix. After 11th dimension, there's no more darkness, no more shadow, no more fallen. So, what does that say? See, the original intention, the higher intentions, are all following the light. Now, I have to give a caveat, because Ashiana has also taught us in different workshops about how there's other time matrices, other 15-dimensional time matrices that have been completely taken over by the darkness. We're not there. We're not at that. Our darkness has taken over up to 11D. I mean, of course, there must be systems that are all light. Of course, right? You would think. So, the darkness is not schmucks. They've kicked our ass before, and quite frankly, have taken over, a lot of things. So, it's not like in the hologram, they're pretty something you have to contend with. And the Guardians have been wiped out before, like I mentioned, in France, they were wiped out. And also, Ashiana talked about a similar time where we were wiped out in the Temple Wars. And those pyramids are temples. And there was wars amongst those were also reference to what's going on inside the earth. And when we had civilizations inside these crystal cities, and we realized that while we have experiences in earth, there's also a anti-particle earth, parallel earth, that you are going to have bleed through coming through. You can psychically perceive your other parallel selves and those incarnations. See, that's why we can have 24 strand, because there's 12 here and 12 there, up to 12D. You get more DNA going through this density 5. You get more DNA going through Ascended Master level 3, Ascended Master level 2, Ascended Master level 1. And that's why you can get all the way up to 48 strand beings. So, we are freaking amazing, man. I mean, we want to get to 5D, but you guys, some of you practicing the Christos are connecting to those freaking mighty levels. Imagine that. And there's and if you're able to pull in Christos Maharata energy, there's no reason why you can't pull in Blue Flame. There's no reason why you can't learn how to bring in Gold Flame or Violet Flame. Like our brother earlier said, 15D, baby, which is pale magenta. That's what people are actually calling the Violet Flame, not the 7D. That's violet. That's the actual ray of violet. But the ray of the 15-dimensional ray is actually pale magenta. So imagine this brilliant pink, right? It's super bright pink, but imagine it pale. Sort of like violet, almost. Quite frankly, right? But a little bit different than violet. So, and then you're connecting to that 15-dimensional aspect of yourself. Why not have a dialogue to your 5D self, to your 7D self, to your 11D self, and beyond, right? if you become aware of those levels of yourself, you talk about them, you think about them, you start learning about them, you're bringing that knowledge within yourself. You're awakening that knowledge within yourself, that identity and that point of view. Those are kind of like now going into your normal thoughts. That's why you have some pretty brilliant thoughts. That's why I say, when you have those thoughts that are brilliant, write them down, record them or something. Get it on record so you can, for your own records. Get it on your own records so you can not forget it. You just pulled something in, capture it. I used to do that. I had a recorder by my bed. You have some amazing dream or brilliant idea from the fourth dimension, which is the future, or the fifth dimension, what we're talking about tonight, or the sixth dimension, capture that thought. Focus on that thought. Connect to that energy, consciousness. Amachiwa. Yeah. Motsu, macha, maka. Just by thinking about those rays, man. The red ray, the orange ray, the yellow, the green, blue, indigo, violet, gold, silver, dark blue, dark silver, pure white, pale turquoise. In the middle of the earth is pale turquoise. 3 feet above your head is pale yellow. And then out in outer space, somewhere far out, is the magenta, pale magenta, the 15th chakra. There's your Templar. That's why it's about the Templar. That's called Templar, which is another word for Stargate. These are openings to other reality fields. So that's why the beings who came in were called Templar. But I want to make the distinction that there is good Templar, law of one, and the dark Templar, against the law of one, who create false teachings of the real Templar. Reverse teachings of the real Templar. So it's not a bad word, but know that there's dark Templars, like the Knights Templar, from the Guardian point of view, and they tell you exactly what they are. And that's why I'll be doing the Forbidden History. It's called the Forbidden History, because you don't know this history from Atlantis. You're not even made to believe it existed. It's just a myth. We know better. We know Lemuria was real. Some of you have memories, okay? You don't have to believe then, honey. We're going to remember without you believing, right? So, just the same with 5D. Some of you remember the fifth dimension, which is our future. Star seeds coming in. Beings from other worlds. You don't fit in exactly. Because you don't. You're not from here. You're only part human. But these are a bunch of concepts that have to come into your paradigm. The concept that God is not a boy. That's one. The concept that after that there's no gender, there's no body forms. Eventually, there's no body forms. So God is not a boy or a girl. That's one of the things you call bullshit on. God is more than just that. So we learn about this consciousness is like yourself, your own awareness. It's so brilliant and beautiful, right? That you're God and that you're just trying to remember it. I remember some of that. And the more you expand, the more you remember. The more greatness and this glory, you call it glory, or you see some shining liquid light being, you call it glorious. Which is you. You are an avatar, are you not? You, from this teachings, you're learning your true identity and heritage, and part of it is an ascended master. The truth that you're really an ascended master. You're really not a, like our friend said, this is all an illusion. You're not an incarnate really, but your part of you is. You're not really just a soul. You're not just an oversoul. You're more. I mean, that doesn't help you answer all solutions of life, but you know, growing your identity is very important. My battery has to be changed. Sorry guys, it just takes a few seconds. But I'll switch to this diagram while I'm doing that. And I could even, well, I'll just change my battery real quick. And part of the New Age is teaching you guys some twisted concepts. That's why you have to have discernment nowadays when you're learning spiritual knowledge. A few more seconds. What? Now I'm getting some pop-up. Nope, wrong. I just pushed the wrong button. Okay. Cool. You just guys have to have discernment. And I think it's beautiful because you guys can start learning that discernment within yourself. When you start learning these basic concepts that you're God, hey, these ETs have been abusing us. And there's a whole history of it. Wow. So you start to empower, not in a negative way or ego way, but you start to like, whoa, you've been living like a victim and like disempowered. And you always felt something was not right or off. So you guys are talking these freaking mechanics yourself. I hear you talking it. It's freaking awesome to see you guys know this stuff, express this stuff. And we're going to take that ray out into the world together. Good to see you, Shining Light. I didn't know you could do that. I'm so used to being on my PC. My Chiwa, you said it, Candace in the house. Just talking still. Nixo says, just talking still about remembering cool stuff to write it down when, yes. And I you know, if you can afford it, get one of those little electric voice recorders. Nowadays you can do it with your phone. The only problem with that is I don't like dealing with the apps on the phone. When I need my files on my computer, I want to just somehow get it on my computer with no problems. If you have one of these recorders, you could just push record and start saying something instead of having to write it down. Like, especially if you're waking out of a dream that is awesome and you want to describe it real quick, you don't want to think about getting a pencil, getting paper, sitting up, and writing a message. No, why? Just grab a recorder and start speaking. It's faster than this, so you might as well, hello, I just dreamt I was like freaking in this cave and this portal opened and I fell in it. You know how long it take to write that? Record it right now. You put it by your bed. Oh, yeah, like, what was that? Wasia Makata Wakachiwani Apache, Navajo. We can speak those native tongues again. Remember, they have code. Star beings, star nations, which are aliens, man. Which some of those aliens are angels. And some of them are fallen angels, like bad. You know, they like darkness. They like to be naughty. I don't know why. Like, I have these witches now contacting me. Not like they're mad at me. I'm just saying I was doing this spell and I was like, you know, not really, but you know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes it just kind of like goes into like some chill mode, like some like playful, childlike, or just silly mode, you know. And you know what? That's okay, vatos. What's up? Sure. I'm supposed to fast every night, but sometimes I want to eat something, man. I want to eat some cereal or something. And you know, Thanksgiving's coming up. It's like, wow, it's not fun being spiritual all the time. You gotta be in the priestcraft. You gotta be serious. You gotta be training and learning and practicing and wow. Yeah. That's what it takes. Some of us love that though. You love it. You love learning. You love trying these powers and these practices and healing. And I felt energy and I saw a being, a spirit, and I saw a UFO, and I'm going on out of my body and I'm going into the astral and I'm like going into different dimensions and wow. That's not normal life. It's like something special, baby. Give me 5 indigo. What's up? You're not alone. You're not strange. You're not weird. You're amazing. You're a holy grail. You're a Pokanyachiwi. Utanjakagnasu. So, it's like one of a kind. It's a Ochawakaya. It's a melody, it's a symphony, it's a Mozart concerto vato, it's a Hakaya. Like a brilliant type of an equation that explains so many physical akatinutuan. But you see those other worlds and you see those periods of time and you see there's a conflict and you see there's a war and there's a tyranny and there's a darkness, but you are light. You will go into that darkness because you are light. That's what light does. It goes into the darkness to shine your light, to shine this knowledge, to bring and speak this code. Why? Because you're light. And you came here under a commission to be light. And we can bring people to the 5D. Let's do it. If we can talk about how to get there, let's do it. Let's do it. Holy Vato Locos. What's up, man? We got some, they got their friends. Well, we got our friends. Yeah, Sikasi. Because we got some problems in the inner earth, homies. That's in the 4D astral. It's not cool there. There's some darkness there, too. So you want to skip 4 and go to 5. Not astral. It's called archetype. We're going to the archetype. To the 5th dimensional. The 5th dimension is real. And we explain, the 5th dimension explained, because you try to get it from the New Age understanding, well, you won't understand. It's a vibration, it's a frequency, it's a ray. It's the Blu-ray, Vatos. Hello. Are you speaking Blu-ray? Are you understanding Blu-ray? Shima. Chicas. What's up, man? I hope it's a smile. Roll and ride. Roll and ride. You're so creative. That's cool. I like that. Instead of rawhide, just say ride. Nixo, what's in there? I heard the dark side has cookies. What? Did I miss part of the conversation? Do they have cookies? I like cookies, man. It's my weakness. I like cookies and donuts, man. I don't eat them. Don't worry. I'm just saying I like them. Because I used to. Can you believe this? I used to live right next to a Krispy Kreme factory. Yeah, you could go in there and watch them make your donut, and then they hand it to you. OMGG. Oh my great God. Oh my great God. Yes. To eat a Krispy Kreme right off the press, oh my gosh. But if you're vegan and you're like alkaline, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like offend you or tempt you with the Krispy Kreme. But it's good, man. I remember I used to eat donuts and chocolate milk. Like it was like a tradition to go to Dunkin', to go to Welch's, to go to Crispy and eat a donut and some chocolate milk. And I'm a sucker for ice cream, man. I love ice cream. I like mint, all kinds of ice cream and pudding. I like pudding. I'm weird though. I like butterscotch pudding. Is that too weird? Does that mean game? Does that mean what's that called? Break. That's a deal breaker. Is that a deal breaker? He's like, Davian, how are donuts related to fifth dimension? Well, good question. It's more about the chocolate milk factor. Yeah, man. Don't worry. I'm not eating this shit. I just like talking about it. Like seriously, when Halloween came, I didn't have any candy. No chocolate. So I like talking about the chocolate and the fudge and the cocoa and stuff, malt balls and I don't know, man. I like Muchawacallets and Kit Kats and Hershey and I'm guilty. I'm sorry, I'm guilty. I've eaten Butterfingers. I don't like them because I love them, but they stick in my teeth. And then like Snickers, of course you eat those sometimes. And that cherry, you go to Circle K or 7-Eleven, and because they have that one cherry, chocolate covered cherry, and it's good. It's like, but it's not enough. You want two. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes the energy feels good. It just wants to like, whoa. You didn't just come to Earth to escape it. You came to Earth and there's some things you enjoy at Earth. But it's made by milk, which is made by animals. That's bad. I'm sorry. Some people have pet cows. I was in Ukraine, dude, and people tied their cow next to the door. Next to the fence, I mean. Dude, I was with my girlfriend and we're going to her village to see her grandma, and there's like cows and pigs, and they're all tied to. Aren't they worried someone's gonna steal their cow? But I guess not. And they would put their, it's like rotten milk, and they were drinking rotten milk. I'm like, huh? What? It's like a tradition, I don't know. They put it, like, purposely, they put milk in a jar, waited for it to get bad, and drink it. What? Aren't you gonna die? Anyways, the fifth dimension. So, it's where you're immortal, dude. Why don't you want to go to 5D? You're like perfect. Remember, you not perfect now. Obviously, you were like, but later you're gonna be beautiful, not fat, not too tall, not too skinny, not too nothing, not too nothing. You're just gonna be perfect.
you're gonna be like immortal and shit, and like super intelligent and super psychic and super technologies, like science fiction stuff, teleportation, and wow, traveling in stargates, going and visit distant galaxies. Wow, go find. You're not going to like the store, to the supermarket, to Safeway or Fry's or whatever you go. No, you're going to another planet in another dimension, and you're gonna go get some stuff there and come back, huh? Reality is different in density too, man. You want to go there, even if there's still darkness. You want to go there. You would rather be there than here, right? Because here's like, dang, starting to suck down here, man. I want to stay here. It's no fun. I want to help people, but I don't want to come back. This is my last, what do you call, tour of duty for a while. I'll take a break. I might come back, but I want to. Some of us are old souls. We want to move on to the pleasant fields. I want to go back to those greater fields. You come down here too long, it rubs off on you. It's kind of like a cop or a detective that goes undercover and has to hang around a bunch of criminals, and that type of consciousness. It's sort of like that. Because we're sixth dimensional beings. Much more highly evolved. And then we come back down to where people are still dying. My third eye is starting to is really strong. We come to a planet where people are harming each other and vampiring and stuff. Dang. But we love you, so I'm gonna come and suffer a little bit just to, to help you. I hope we're helping you. Or is this helping you? You never know what you get when you come to Christos Avatar. 50 people! Oh my gosh, is that a channel record? You're coming back to finish the job. That's a beautiful way of saying it. I like how you said that, Deborah. Deborah Sky? Awesome. Grace Aquarius, such a cool name. Hey baby, what's up? Rich Ramirez. Well, what's the word on all the humans being a virus? Remember, that's a hashtag we won't want to say too many times. Well, that's just the way humans are in this level of consciousness. We have fallen to a point of this type of consciousness. Now we have like negative, dark, even vampiric consciousness. And it's a spiritual war. You could say that's where we're failing. We're not doing how can we be punked? Obviously, they punked us, and we fell for it, something along the way. Now we find ourselves in this state, this distorted, mutated state, man. And so we're like fallen from the grace, not this 5D. Now you're like, what? There's animals here. That's humans who kept falling. That's consciousness that kept falling. Well, you don't go this way. You start from the top. So there is something when ascended masters come here intentionally, and then they work their way out to become an ascended master. That's what you have to do. You have to go all the way out, come all the way up. Well, some of you are that, but most of the time it's consciousness that is falling, and not directly or not purposefully. Because, when you fall, even a dark being, when you fall, you're losing. You lose. It goes like this. You go lesser. You understand reincarnation, right? When you're falling or dying, and it depends on what you're... It's kind of weird because we have these things. Even I find it hard to believe. Because
For example, like some of the DNA blocks in us was done by the Guardians. That makes you think, like, what the hell? But it's because when we start to abuse the planet and abuse what's going on, the teachings, we're not following the law of one anymore. Now we become like a vampiric people. Now it's about control. Now instead of opening your fifth dimension and sixth dimension and stuff, now you're closing and closing and closing, and now you're like here, like this. This is not your original state. You're supposed to become. I mean, you. So what you're doing is not going to new Earth, so to speak. What you're doing is returning, reversing, and going back to your immortal self, which does exist. You are this infinite being, eternal life. You don't need an elixir, honey. You don't need a middleman to eternal life, to Christ consciousness, to God. It's within yourself. See, that's the difference between law of one, teaching you that God is within you, not without, not outside. When you know it's a hologram, how it's already some fake thing. It's already a lie. And you call the reality illusion. So if you have a lie within the illusion, that's pretty pathetic. Think about it. This is already a fake world. Now you're just twisting the non-fake world more. You have an absurdity within something that's already absurd. So that's very absurd. You're living in a very mutated aspect of yourself. This is not the original. Thank goodness. Thank goodness that we have better, higher standards, capabilities, manifestations. Why wouldn't you want to be greater than this? Okay? Because we're so used to getting used to death, we see it all around us. Our pets die. Our grandma, grandpa, our people die. We die. Ourselves, well, we're used to death and think it's normal. The scientists tell us it's normal. The religions tell us it's normal. And then you have something like these star seeds coming in. Hi. And we're saying, hey, holy ones, did you know that it's actually not that and not that, but it's hello. Okay? That's a false choice. Akachia. You are God. Some would say that's blasphemy. Well, you're God. If anything, the simplest reason, proof of that is that God is everywhere. So I'm God because God's everywhere, even and part of me. Or I am part of it. Because it's an it, not a boy or a girl. It's a conscious field. It's an energy construct. Like all things are energy consciousness. Consciousness, energy. Everything is made of consciousness. We can talk about the hologram, but everything is energy. There is no physical stuff. This physical stuff is an illusion. Just like the entire thing is an illusion. Not that it doesn't exist. Not that you don't exist. You exist. You are in a structure. You're in a structure of consciousness. So you are real spirit. You are that ascended master projecting itself into the hologram. So you're real, but not here real. What? You just said I was real. You are real. Think of it. This is what's really going on. The fake beings are the physical ones. The hologram is the physical ones. It's the real consciousness is the non-physical beings. It's the non-manifest form. These beings don't have bodies, but you have bodies in the hologram. It's the fake. These are not the real ones. These are the facsimile of that. It's an experience. This is experiencing. Hey, have you guys played The Sims? Excuse me. This is like a MMORPG Sims game. We all come into the hologram. It has physics. The physics have mathematics. Okay, remember God's spirit and math, logic and creativity, male and female, on and off. God is all of it, not part of it. Why deny God and deny Christ consciousness? You're denying part of yourself. You don't like females. You think they're lower. No, they're not lower. This is polarized. You can think that way, but you're not going to get very far in today's awakened world. Okay, realize Shimakaya. The whole. Recognize the whole. See the whole. Be whole. Be holistic. Know some stuff about the unified field. Learn Kathara. Learn Kalanta. Okay, learn these principles of the Christ consciousness. This is what Jesus taught. Jesus taught ascension. Jesus was you would say, a blue flame Melchizedek, and we're in Voyagers 1. That's called the blue flame speaker. There's part of Melchizedek that's split. Those are the ones we call Templar Melchizedek. It's all Templar. But how it came down from history is that the blue flame Melchizedeks were influenced in part of their DNA. Well, they did some bad things. And the Guardians, well, they did something in the DNA, so now it's called a Templar seal, because these are Templars. These are coming from the Melchizedeks and the Essenes and the Hebrews. It's all related. The Hebrews are actually, the original Hebrew people are actually a starseed race, man, which the Melchizedeks created. The Melchizedeks, you see in my information in the Christos information, you see that the Melchizedeks are the advanced ascended masters here. They're the most advanced ones. There's one more advanced than them called the Uniseti, but these beings come after later, way in the future. Right now, it's the Melchizedeks who are the most advanced in our seeding 3 of the human species. They are the ones that fix all the broken DNA because they have the highest level DNA. So they even help other starseeds. The Melchizedeks have helped the Melchizedek starseeds have helped heal the Mehibaru starseeds before, which are the Aryan starseed component. The Melchizedeks are actually bringing in a new race. Hello, all this DNA talk. Some of those are going to be the 5th strands. That's what Melchizedek. This is Melchizedek. This is Unchechi. This is a different race that comes after Melchizedek. Right now it's Melchizedek, Vatos. So, you have Blue Flame Melchizedek. You guys who are guardians, holy ones. Did you hear what I just said? Blue Flame Melchizedek. That's what Jesus was. Sananda, Yeshua, Sananda Melchizedek. He was called Melchizedek. He was a Melchizedek. He is a Melchizedek. Some of you are Melchizedek. Now, with that being said, there was a false Melchizedek. It was even called King Melchizedek. That's not guardian, honey. There's false Melchizedeks. There's false teachings. And out of King Melchizedek actually came the false Templar Melchizedek. That's why we call them, so you know the distinction. You know the difference. That this is Templar Melchizedek and Blue Flame Melchizedek. You're a light worker, then you're Blue Flame Melchizedek, Indigo Child. You're a dark worker, you like to be a dark empath, you like the, dark Sith. You like black magic. Okay, honey, you're God too. We're all God. You're God. We're all God. So the black Sith is God. Okay, these beings are choosing against the Christos, against the Blue Flame Melchizedek. They're the Templar Melchizedek. Now we covered that. What do you think this Knights Templar is? It's the
Templar Melchizedek, the dark illuminated ones. You have Jesus, Sananda Melchizedek coming in with the blue flame Melchizedeks. And even Akhenaten in the Egyptian days is part of this. Okay? And he was also a blue flame representative. And that's why we associate with Elohai blue flame. Elohai is the sacred order of the Emerald Covenant that we're all part of. I mean, the whole time matrix starts with the Emerald Covenant, before the Gold Covenant, before the Violet Flame Covenant. There's even a mystery, another people after the Violet Flame. It's called the Scarlet. So we have the Scarlet people coming, but that was part of a host matrix. A host matrix is where anyone can fix their DNA through agreement with the Emerald Covenant. The Emerald Covenant makes it available through the Indigo Children type 3. This is a host matrix. You're an Indigo type 3, having a hell, right? A demon and an angel in one body. That's two souls in one body. This is what you call a host matrix. We're modern day host. If you're an Indigo 3, you're dealing with an Anunnaki inside you. And this is an arrangement. You're making an arrangement to heal that self part of you. So some of those Templar Melchizedeks are trying to become, because there's something called the Templar seal. So the beings who are Templars have a Templar seal, and so, was imposed by the Guardians. The Guardians put that in there, so the beings who were given the Templar seal were still causing problems. So the Guardians put a second seal on them called the Templar Axion seal. And this is all part of my Forbidden History teachings. We'll be talking about all these different periods in time and how this affects you and affects real history. We don't sit there and learn this information so we can point fingers. We're learning it so we can, first of all, get this shit straight, man. Because it's so convoluted, so twisted. No wonder we don't know what the F we are, or who we are, or what we're supposed to be doing while we're here. We want to know. We will know. The truth is coming out. The illumination is happening. Some of you are awakening. Some of you are becoming part of this Christ consciousness, yes? So this knowledge is streaming. You're in that Wi-Fi. You've entered it. Now you're getting some connections. You're going to start seeing connections too. You're going to see BS in the world. You're going to say, that's when you just shrug this old paradigm, this whole Aquarius paradigm. The Templar Melchizedeks, you want to know what they represent? The patriarchal false creed. It's not about a patriarchal creed. That is the false creed, and religions are based off of patriarchy. The false creed. We bring in the law of one, all are one. Hello, grow up. We love you, but grow up. Okay? You don't put female down. What are you doing? This is wrong. Naturally, you should react to that. Something is wrong here. Out of patriarchy, because they're sexist. Okay? They devalue women. They put down women. Hello? What religion doesn't? Almost all religions are patriarchy, which is the false creed. I love you, Holy One. We love all as what you call part of God. All are equal. What the Guardians do is shine light. We shine. We expose this darkness, this false Templar Melchizedek creed. Not the Blue Flame, Emerald Covenant, Law of One, but these other ones. Imposing this since Atlantis, man. Since Atlantis, when they wanted to murder the Lemurians and then go into the next, what we call, Stargate opening cycle. They've been preparing this since Jesus' day for this. The Guardians have been preparing. The aliens, the negative beings, the dark ones have been preparing for this time cycle. For this ascension cycle, for this Stargate opening cycle, it's called, which is
something to do with Earth, the planet, going through a phase of opening her chakra. We're talking about our chakra, the fifth one. Well, the planet has chakra. And when those babies are opened, and now they're slowly closing, every few years, another stargate's going to close, 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 close. And so that's when I perceive, most likely, when they start closing and closing and closing, well, that's when you're going to have dark changes. You know, possibly that's when the separation is already happening. You can say a bifurcation. Some humans are ascending and some humans are descending. They're going to fall into the elemental. You know, those fairies and brownies and pixies and demons and creatures, dark beings, dark fair, the fae. So we have beings falling into the animals. Beings will fall into the plant life, consciousness. Then you'll fall down, fallen angelic, keep falling down. You return back to God. This is called the path, the path of chaos. Chaos, unconscious oblivion, coming down is oblivion. Going into stardust, or not stardust. Stardust. Woo! She calls it space dust. Doesn't sound any better, right? Space dust. Unconscious oblivion is a fragmentation, and you guys got to realize when you descend. Let's say you used to be in 4D, but you fall into the 3D. So you were once this mighty astral being, and then when you fall, you know what happens? The fourth strand, you're a fourth strand being, you're a astral being in the fourth dimension. You fall to the third dimension. Your fourth strand fragments into what's called, the scientists nowadays are calling your junk. It's some junk DNA. Honey, it's not junk. That's your fourth strand fragmented, your fifth strand fragmented, and your sixth strand fragmented in your DNA. It's not gone. It's just dormant. And what do you think activation is? You want to go to 5D? Well, you gotta reverse. It's called Ashiana. She calls it bioregenesis. I call it DNA regenesis. Same thing. We're regenerating that DNA. We're that junk DNA. It's fragmented, but we're gonna put it together. That's what ascension is. We fell. Now we realize it, and now we do something about it. We're gonna reverse that fragmented junk DNA. Awaken, holy ones. Awaken, awaken. Go to Tara. Go to your immortality and super high advance like heaven. Oh my gosh, I didn't know the time. This is the time, you guys. Thank you, heroes, for being here this long. I was on fire, man. I felt just flow. I love sharing this flow with you guys. I hope you guys appreciate this. If you like this, any part of it, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And you can also join the membership. And even for $5, you guys will be part of our community. And there's more resources available to you. And you can even connect with me. I connect to you through chat. And we can also have one-on-one. So you guys can also visit my TikTok, my Instagram, which is my highest one now. Like 57,000 subscribers on Instagram. You can contact me there. You can connect to me on Facebook or my Gmail below. And I try to do this regularly. If I'm not doing a live here, check me on Instagram or TikTok around the same time. Usually in Arizona time, that's Mountain Standard Time, so that would be around 5:30. I usually get online between 5:30 and 6. Between 5:30 and 6, I should be online somewhere. Either one of those three places. So I love you guys. I love my regular vatos, man. Come on, group hug. Group hug, group hug. Group hug, you guys. Kisses and emojis and hearts. And a special kiss to whoever my future, you call Starseed Princess. Alechka! I hope you smiled or felt better. I hope you feel better, Alechka. I don't know what's happening, but you can do it. You're not alone, man. You have some power inside yourself. I had a great time with you, too, you guys. You're all beautiful people. Thank you, Toyoti. Super Davian, Marcelo, Henrique. Beautiful names, beautiful people. Beautiful. Your soul. It's a real thing. It's a higher thing. You can't lose your soul. It's a consciousness, vatos. Come again, you guys. See me on the flip-flop, vatos. Spiritual G. Sup, gangsta. Yeah. We're this guard. And we're this light. Hamakoya. We're needed. We're needed on this level of this pochaka. Love yourself. Love the world. Love people. Love everyone. Even those naughty ones. Yeah, they need love too, especially. They especially need this high vibe. Some of you are coming to your high energy. They feel they're drawn. Even if you don't want those kind of people near you, well, think of it this way. Is that not an opportunity to offer healing? You're not putting yourself in a position to be a victim. You realize who you are. Stand in your light. Stand. We're not perfect. Just realize that you're striving for this light. You are this light. Know you're this light. Shine. Shining light. Feel this kochi sumatas makai. Love, joy, peace, grace, mindfulness, impeccability. Akucha. You are a treasure, Vatos. You are a treasure. Just remember that. You're very needed, very important. Indigos, we came here under a commission. We have something very precious and important. Thank you for being here on my live, on our live. This is the Team Indigo, Team Light. Peace! Yeah! Yeah! I feel good. Do. Just know it and you are. Know it and you are.